Michael Dunphy, welcome to Prime Movers Podcast. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Thankful to have you on, buddy. Have a chat with you, man.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I just want to say congratulations. You just won the North American Series for the World Surf League.
Yeah, thank you.
The champion for the season, and headed to the next tier, which is the Challenger Series in Australia.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a fun little run around kind of locally or domestically. We, usually we're doing a bunch of traveling far away for events, so it was cool to kind of keep it in the Caribbean and close to home. So, and to win close to home was nice.
So you won Barbados. That's what clinched it for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 3,000, right?
Yep.
In the World Qualifying Series.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, you won back-to-back the Ron John Surf Pro down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. Yep. That was a 1,000.
Yep.
So then before that, you had an appearance in the finals as well, the final series, which was the semis of the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
So
so it was a good little run. It was
hell of a run.
It was fun. It was cool because the events were like back to back kind of. Well, at least we had a week in between Florida and Barbados, but once you get on a little roll, it's cool to kind of keep steamrolling it, and not have too much time off. So
yeah, that must feel great to clinch that.
Yeah, it felt good. It was interesting because I had a pretty good lead going into Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
But the Barbados event was weighted so much higher than the others that it was kind of like still had to do pretty well to just qualify for it. So just to end up on top was pretty sweet.
For sure. Yeah. Congratulations. Like I said,
Yeah.
What's I watched it obviously live and watched your final. It was, you surfed amazingly well. It was great. Sealed the deal.
Thanks.
But, you got a 1,000 to 3,000, then you're going to the Challenger Series, which is your next step in qualification for the World Tour, which ultimately the end goal is a world title.
Yeah.
The field of surfers, I know because I've surfed growing up and through my life, and I've seen such drastic changes in equipment and the skill level, and from the face of the wave to the air and everything now.
Yeah.
The diversity and in the field, the playing field is pretty even. I can see not even. I mean, there's differences but there's a lot of tactic going into it when you're in a heat, which is in the competition amongst how clever you are to win.
Yeah, there's so much that goes into it, right? Like, because everybody these days rips basically. Like, you roll up to a 1,000 wherever you are, first round, and there's kids with coaches. They got backup boards and trainers, and like it's straight into the fire basically. Anywhere you go, any event, it's big or small. So it's pretty cool to see the level rise so high. Because like before, when I started doing it, like you could roll up to a few events and kind of not be too sharp and kind of like start finding your feet into the round of, couple rounds in, quarters, and but nowadays it's like it's full go from the start, which is
first round all the way to the final.
Pretty much. I mean, everybody rips, everybody surfs good. There's a lot more money in it now. There's like I said, coaches, people with nutrition, like the parents are seeing that there's more money. They're taking it serious. They're on the beach, getting their kids ready. And from what I can see, the level is just raising every year.
Yeah, it's I see down here at the local inlet, New Smyrna Beach, we surf a lot, that you see the kids, they're getting groomed from an early age if they've shown talent, that the possibilities there to have a career in surfing and professional surfing. So starts from when they're very young, if they're showing, promise into potential, and the potential's there. There's backing.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are taking it serious now, which is cool to see. Like when we were kids growing up, I mean, we were just kind of doing it for fun, and we saw that there was pro surfers, and that was always the goal. But it wasn't like wake up and meet your coach at the beach and eat your smoothie and be down there like practicing, working on this and that. Like, right? It's a new age with all that, but that's why the level's rising, and it's cool to see. Yeah,
there's nutrition, the exercise, going to the gym, everything. There's a whole formula to winning now. It's not just being a good surfer.
Yeah, and it's kind of like keep up or else you're gonna get passed.
Yeah. Survival of the best, really.
No, it's cutthroat. Yeah. The level's high.
Yeah. Well done to you.
No, thank you.
Moving forward from that, so you were born in Virginia Beach, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, and you moved to New Smyrna Beach here when you were, about 20?
Yeah, I was about 20. It wasn't like a pack all your bags and it's a hard move this date to New Smyrna. Like, I've been coming down because we didn't have NSSA as a kid growing up in Virginia Beach. So I would come down like every weekend, once a month or so for a NSSA event. And I would stay with the Mickelbrinks, Liam, and Eric Templeton and all the boys, and Caleb.
Eric and Charlie?
Yeah, all the boys. So when I was like 12, 13, I was already coming down and like hanging with the crew. And I kind of, I didn't feel local, but I felt like I was in with the boys. And so I basically had been it started progressing. I'd come down more and more as I got older. And then like my mom moved down when she retired.
Okay.
She's a school teacher. And then, so basically from there, I was like 18, 19, 20, kind of traveling more. And then like New Smyrna became my base in between that. And then it kind of just has transitioned to me basically being full-time now between traveling. Yeah.
So you're pursuing the NSSA, National Scholastic Surfing Association.
Yeah.
That's the amateur ranks prior to moving on to becoming pro.
Yeah. That was like the path, right? Like you got to surf the NSSA and then get to the Easterns, get to the Nationals. So we didn't have the NSSA up in the Mid-Atlantic. So I would come down here to just get to the Easterns.
Yeah.
So I ended up spending a lot of time in Smyrna as a kid, surfing the inlet and just kind of hanging with everybody.
Yeah. So got your foot in the door, and
kind of snuck in the door with
guys are going, oh, this guy's we got to step it up down here.
No, it was fun. Like Liam and Eric Templeton, they all like, you know, they treated me as one of their own, and
good.
Caleb and Linda was running the events, and it was
Linda
a good
Johnson.
time. Yeah. And then Evan and Eric, everybody.
Yeah.
So it was
the whole crew.
Yeah. It was
good
fun.
Stuff.
Yeah.
What's it like growing up in Virginia for waves compared to, I mean, you know, Florida's lackluster most of the time. We're lucky to live in a place where there's consistent waves. I mean, what's Virginia like? I've never surfed in Virginia, gone a bit further north, but
yeah, a lot of people skip over it for surfing, but it was pretty tough, to be honest. Like,
was it?
It's just the winters, they're cold, they're dreary, and there's not much surf. And like when you're a kid, 12, 13, 14, 15, and you're like frothing to surf.
Yeah.
And you go down to Florida, you get a taste of the warm water. Like the waves aren't good here, but you're in the water every day. Pretty fun. Then you go back to Virginia and it's like you got to wear gloves, a hood.
Wow, man.
The water temp's 40. The wind's blowing northeast at 20. There's no sun. Like nobody really wants to surf with you.
Snow on the beach? Ever?
Occasionally. But it's more those like dreary 40 degree water. And the waves suck.
And you're in full rubber, full wetsuit all the way.
Oh, yeah. And then when I was a kid, they didn't make my size of like 5'4'3", so I'd wear a spring suit.
Yeah.
And then I would throw like a 3'2" or a 4'3" over the spring suit.
No way, man.
So it was...
Holy moly.
Yeah, the winters were tough. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Virginia Beach has fun little waves. Like in the fall, and the springs are nice. And we have the Outer Banks close by.
Yeah, so that's great surf there.
Yeah. So we had that. But the winter time, I remember as a kid just being really, really hard. Mm-hmm. And like when I would go,
huh?
It was brutal. So when I would see a trip coming up, when I knew I had a contest like in a week to Florida, it was like my surf trip. Like I'm going down to Florida in February.
Thawing out.
Like it's on. And like, yeah, so that was,
sure.
It kept me frothing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've been here for what now? You're 31 years old?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So you've been here now living for about 11 years.
Yeah, off
so
and on.
So you locked in and
it's trying to work my way up. I still don't consider myself like a New Smyrna Beach local because
man.
But everybody's been super welcoming and inviting.
Always,
and it's been awesome.
Hospitable place here.
Definitely.
And
yeah.
It's good to see you out in the water all the time and having all the success you're having with your career. Next thing's Challenger Series, so that'll be coming up in Australia, right? Gold Coast of Queensland of Australia.
Yeah. We got the Challenger starts at Snapper Rocks. So that was previously a CT event, and they've moved it to a Challenger, and it starts May 7th. So,
May 7th. Oh, that's not far off.
Yeah. So gonna go over like a week early. We have that event for 10 days, and then there's the event in Sydney following that right after for another 10 days.
Is that still Australian Open?
Yep.
In Sydney?
I don't know if it's called
the
Australian Open, but it's still at Manly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's funny is I was out there living there when you were there last, and that was right when the COVID whole thing started developing. And the contest got over with, I think Leonardo, the Italian surfer, Fioravante, won. I watched that final, I remember, but then they shut everything down and all the comps after that got canceled. You made the semis of that, the semifinals.
Yeah, it was
a hell of a run. Well done, yeah.
Thanks. It was funny. It was the Friday, and we were surfing in the 9th round.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, we have the 9th round today, and then the weekends, quarters and semis. They usually kind of stagger it out.
Right.
And it was like, I made my heat in the 9th round, and then they're like, okay, today's finals day. We're finishing today. Snapper next week for the CT has been canceled because this was right when COVID was like going ham.
Yeah,
so
March, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like March 14th, I think. So they just powered that day. I lost in the semis to Matt Banting. And
he got lost in the final, right?
He lost to Leo in the final. And then that was like the day when everything was exploding. And I like scrambled, packed my bags after the event, and like had a flight first thing the next morning to fly home. Because like we didn't know
what's going on.
Are there's still going to be flights? Are we going to be stuck in Australia? Which wouldn't have been a bad place to be stuck.
Nah.
But I was like weighing that out too. Like, should I just like hang out here see what happens?
Yeah.
But I decided I flew home the next morning, and then that's when like everything was kind of,
So you were able to get a flight out.
Yeah, I jumped.
Flight.
Yeah, I think American was like, they were like cool about it too. Like they didn't charge me to change. They were just like, get on the flight
American
tomorrow
Airlines.
morning. Yeah. And I just was like bounced.
Wow.
The plane was empty, I remember.
Yeah.
And it was like a crazy 24 hours.
I imagine, man.
Yeah.
It was a crazy time being over there. And I know, because I packed it up and headed home to see my family, and the world was in chaos. So it was the unknown was very apparent. Like it was just like, this is just all unknown. What's going on? So
yeah, it was like exploding all that week. I remember it was like the NBA got canceled, the NHL got canceled. Like everything was just boom, 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 boom. And then they were just like, this is it. This
all
is the last.
so quick. It's like a gavel drop and it was done.
It's like last competitive day. It's crazy.
Now that you've accomplished winning the North American tour, what's your preparation going into Snapper Rocks a few weeks out? I mean, you're obviously surfing, just seen you out in the water the other day. So that's your main thing is to surf probably, but what else goes into everything?
Yeah.
Preparation.
Mostly trying to stay in the water, of course, stay on it with boards. And I actually just went down to Mexico, Barra de la Cruz, where they had the event last year. And that was kind of a good practice for snapper just because it's like a, razor sharp right-hand point.
Right.
So I actually did like a 4-day mission down there just to kind of practice for that event. So that was like pretty good for me. I went down with Asher Nolan. I don't know if you remember Asher.
Yeah. Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, great surfer.
Asher and Willie Dean, we had a good time down there for the week. Yeah. But just kind of business as usual, not really changing it up too much besides that, just surfing and trying to stay in with Nick at Pure He's always helping me
Nick
out.
Weiss?
Yep.
Yeah, I went to school with him.
The legend.
Good dude, yeah.
And just trying to go over there, and I'm going to get over there like a week early and try to sneak a couple waves with the crowd at Snapper. And
it's horrendous at times.
Yeah.
It gets frustrating, but hey, you know what? You've got a heat in it with 3 other guys.
Yeah.
And then it gets down to 2 guys as you progress.
Yeah.
So that's
like
a
the
dream
goal.
right there.
Yeah. Hopefully we get some waves. I know it's a good time of year, so.
Yeah, it is. It's May. There'll be waves. I just talked to a friend over there and said the sand's really good.
Yeah.
That's a big key part of it. If there's holes in it through it, it breaks the wave up. But when the sand's running, that's why it's a super bank, runs all the way down there, and
sounds pretty
dream,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
I'm goofy foot. It's on my backhand, going my back against the wave, but like it'll
either way.
I can imagine. I need to learn to be switch stance next time I surf it. It's an incredible wave.
Yeah.
Definitely when it's doing its thing.
Yeah, I look forward to it. I competed in the trials out there a long time ago, but it wasn't very good. So this will be a fun event. Yeah.
Hope you guys get swell for it. That'd be incredible. Definitely be watching for sure.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
And then from there, you shoot down south of there to Manly and Sydney.
Yep. Right down to Sydney for another event, the second one on the Challenger.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can like bring back some magic from the last event there 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on a roll, so I think your sights are set there, and you'll do really well.
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to
see.
it.
Yeah, thanks.
Definitely, man. So who you roll with when you're going to go out there? Do you got people you stay with that in Australia, or you got a crew you're going to be rolling over there with? Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Mitch Cruz.
I've heard his name.
Yeah, he's like a Gold Coast legend at this point, and he just remodeled his house, and I'm gonna crash with him.
Yeah.
And Cruzy's the man. We've traveled a bunch over the years, and he's a pretty funny guy to hang with. Great surfer. Yeah. And he's gonna let me crash there, and then I'm gonna maybe do a little coaching with Stace Galbraith.
Okay, I've heard his name as well. Yeah, through surfing.
Yeah, Stace.
Does he do a bit of announcing?
He does some announcing.
Wasn't he for the WSL?
Yeah, he's doing some of that, and he's also like runs with Mitch. Like they're really good friends, so we're gonna be hanging with them. And I think Evan is gonna stay there too with us.
Evan Geisman.
Yep.
Nice.
So we're gonna have
that'd be a good little pack getting.
Yeah.
And then they can clue you in on the little nooks and crannies of snapper and
try to get some
what ones to take, the little chip shots that come through and run all the way down the bank, and
it's
a
local knowledge.
Yeah, the local knowledge. You get keyed in on that. That'll help a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to Sydney, and there's only 2 events in the Challenger Series in Australia?
Yeah, just 2.
2?
Yeah, and then the next one would be in South Africa, like in July. So
wow.
Yes, we have a little break.
Oh, that's good. So that'll be May. Then you got June off, and then straight to. That's a long flight. That one, huh?
That's a long travel. Yeah.
Where's that? Is that at J Bay?
No, it's not. It's at near Durban in Ballito.
Yeah, not at J Bay. That'd be the World Tour. Be doing J Bay. Yeah. Okay.
So that's always a fun area. Like South Africa's beautiful.
Durban. Been there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's rad.
Never been. I'd love to go. It looks amazing.
It's really nice.
Wildlife and like the whole place looks just raw.
It's set up pretty good.
Yeah.
There's tons. It's a wave-rich region, and there's not many surfers.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you just get waves with not hardly, it's just a few guys and yourself out?
Yeah, if you go down the coast, there's like a lot of surf.
Wow.
And you kind of are looking for people to surf with because there's some big fish in the water. But it's
scary.
Yeah. There's
big creatures out there.
Definitely South Africa is.
You don't want to get hit by one of them out there. Like we got quite a bit of sharks aplenty at our inlet here, but some hit you there. It's not good.
Yeah, those ones aren't playing any games.
No. And then that's July, you said, and then from there you'll at South Africa. Then you, what's the top? How many they take off Challenger that goes to? Is it 15 to the big show?
12.
12. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, 12.
Because they're cutting 12 after this event at Margaret's right now. So you know how they're doing the mid-year
cutoff. That's right. Yeah.
They're cutting 12, and then they're basically running the Challenger and then adding 12.
Okay, so it'll be 3 events. 1, 2, 3 Challenger.
No.
At the end of the year, you got France too, though. Challenger, is that right?
There's 8.
I was confused. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's 8.
8 events. Sorry. Yeah. There's a whole series. Gotcha. Yeah.
So basically the 12 guys that fall off, they'll fall onto the Challenger with us, and then we all fight it out to get those 12 spots back on.
Whoever's on the top 12 at the end of the year for the Challenger goes to the World Tour the following year.
Jumps up. Yeah.
Yeah. Jumps up.
Yeah. So it's pretty set up. I mean, there's a lot of people that are like going back and forth about the cut and all that stuff, but it is what it is.
Have you ever surfed on the big show as a wild card?
I did the wave pool event, the Surf Ranch Kelly's pool.
Oh wow.
That was last summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool. It was an experience. Yeah, it was tricky because I had never surfed the pool before.
Yeah.
And they gave we got 8 waves before your heat to practice, and I think 4 of them were like at night.
Oh really?
Yeah, they were under the lights at night.
You got 8 waves to practice.
I think it was right? 8 waves
total before you were in your heat.
Before the horn blew for your heat.
Wow.
And
that'd been tough.
Yeah, it was tough because the wave is like you need a few to just like ride it and kind of get the feel of it because it's a really fast. Like the speed of the wave is tough.
Yeah.
And the wall's right there. You're trying to figure out where you're supposed to be turning, where you're supposed to be in the barrel.
Right.
Where, like if you're supposed to be pushing harder or not pushing harder. It's a really tough wave.
It is, huh?
So I was trying to figure that out and then try to think about like a score for a heat on the World Tour. Like I got thrown to the wolves pretty, but it was fun. Like I had a couple,
huh?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I think I had a couple 5s in the event.
But hey, a 5 in that pool with how long it is, that's a fairly you're.
Yeah, I didn't surf that good. I mean, I don't know if I had a 5. I had like a 4, 9, 3, and like maybe a 5 on a left. I don't know. It wasn't much, but it was cool. I actually, funny story because they get you 2 waves and then you get a right and a left and then you take like an hour break and then you do your other right and a left for the first round. And it was Kelly and I, and we were like sharing.
Kelly Slater.
Yeah. Slater was the guy after me.
So you compete directly against him to advance? It's a different setup than most of the events, right?
Yeah, it was like leaderboard style.
Yeah.
But you get paired with a guy to like surf with.
Okay.
So it was Kelly and I.
Yeah.
And I surfed my waves, he surfed his waves, and then we went back into like the competitors area to like chill for like we had like 45 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
And I got caught. I was riding the bike to kind of like stay warm, and I was like having like a conversation with him about I don't even know what, probably just like fanning out with him. And then that's wild. I almost missed my next wave. The lady came to grab me. She's like, "Hey, your wave's in like a minute." And I was like, "Oh shit!" I was so caught on the bike, just like talking to Kelly that I like just was like, "Oh shit!"
I gotta shit, man.
So I like jumped off the bike, grabbed my board, like threw the jersey on, and then I like jumped in the pool, and like the
then
wave
you're
came.
On your wave.
Yeah, it was
what?
like
You could almost like you
I almost missed my heat at the wave pool. It was pretty.
That's
dumb.
an epic story. Not like
on
now it's probably a funny story to look back on, but not at the time.
I was
it's
just
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it was just overwhelming.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
that wave looks like it looks very tough to ride. I mean, I've never been, but like now hearing you say it, it doesn't. Does it feel like an ocean wave?
No, it doesn't at all.
No,
because it's running on the train.
Yeah.
So usually a wave, basically in the ocean, a wave coming from the bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's pushing along the bottom. This wave is pushing above like the top.
Right.
So it has a whole different feel to it, and it's running the whole time. So in the ocean, of course, you can like get stuck behind it, then you jump up over and get around the wave like this. If you get stuck behind for a second, you're done. You're not getting back around.
That's it.
Yeah, there's
and
no
the
room
barrel. Like so, if you're behind the lip of the barrel where the wave's barreling, people don't know surfing. The barrel is when you go inside and come out inside a wave and come out of the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just anybody that's tuning in that doesn't know much about surfing, it's the best part of surfing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it's
agree,
like the holy grail of surfing
it's
for sure.
nothing better.
And you get teased with it in the pool because you're like, oh, there's a barrel, and you're in the pool, and it's like this crazy experience. But the barrel is tight and it's fast, and it's like it's really hollow at one point, but then it gets it kind of gets crumbly. So you have to get out of it in time. So you can get kind of like, in a trance in the barrel in the pool. You're like, oh, this is so sick. But then you're like, you need to get out of it. Wow. And you're like,
you don't,
because it's such like the holy grail of surfing. So it's hard to.
It's like it's gotta be a weird feeling.
It's trippy. It'd be really fun at the pool if you go with a bunch of friends and you're just having a blast for the day, and you get however many waves, you're just getting barreled and they're jumping off on the ski and whatnot.
For sure.
But in the event, it's pretty tricky.
And then you got the pressure of like your mind's thinking forward. You don't have the complete freedom of if you're you're on it. You got to get a score, got to advance. So
it's a whole different piece. But it was cool.
Looks like an incredible wave, and it goes forever too.
Like, it's like, almost too long. You get to the end and your legs are done.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God, they're done. And then you got 30 seconds or whatever it is, maybe it's a minute. The next wave's coming. Like you get it right all the way to the end.
And you got to go and get the left. And then the left
right? goes back.
So it's like a conveyor, the train thing, right? Pushing.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The train goes down, which you surf the right, and then it takes a little breather, lets the water chill, and then the left comes back. So you get the right all the way.
So where you end up at the right is where you paddle a bit more forward and you go left at.
Yeah, where you start from the
right?
left. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's back to back.
It's back to back. Because you notice all those guys are like, their legs are like, oh
damn,
my God.
Man.
Like Seth Moniz
no joke.
Had like his quad muscle was like doing crazy stuff because he was so burnt.
Tweaking out and stuff like it'd be.
Yeah. Crazy cramps.
No
and
way.
those are like the most fit guys in the world.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh. Pretty nuts.
Lord, that's wild. Yeah, it looks tough to ride. I had a friend actually I think he won like one of the comps that Kelly Slater put forward, and he was one of the guys that went out there.
Yeah.
Ryan Leonardi, a buddy of mine from St. Augustine.
Uh-huh.
And he sent me photos of funny like last week or whatever, and we were talking and I was talking to him about Mexico going south or something to surf and all just like down the summer, and then he was talking about the wave pool and how he got stuck behind it numerous times, and it's really, really tough to ride.
Yeah, if you get stuck behind, you're done.
Yeah. It looks looks really tough,
Yeah, it was tricky.
But yeah, look, he was saying that it was really tough to stay behind, like, and stay in front of the wave. He got caught behind it numerous times. He blew like almost all his waves. He said he got a couple. Yeah. And it was really challenging to surf it.
Yeah, it's because you take off on this beautiful, like you get this wave and you're like, oh, this is sick, and you want to go hit the lip, and then you hit the lip, and then you're stuck behind, and then the wave just goes for a minute without you, and you're oh my God. It's like a mental, you like get mad,
I bet, like, man, that's a perfect,
you want to rip the wave, but you like can't really.
It's not like anything like you'd have in the ocean, huh?
No, it's totally a whole different thing. Yeah. But yeah, that was my one wild card.
Well, hey, that's great. That's good. Hell of an experience.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. What's your interest outside of surfing? Like, what are you passionate about outside? I know surfing is you've done since you're very young, done very well at it. And what do you pursue outside of surfing, that whether it's business ventures or anything else you're into?
Yeah, well, actually during COVID, because COVID hit and we were kind of sitting around for a long time, there wasn't any contests or anything. I got into flying.
Oh wow!
So I was like or I still am on the path of getting my pilot's license.
Okay.
So I got really into it for a few months, and my instructor was super cool, and I soloed actually, but I haven't finished the hours and everything to get my license. But through COVID, I really picked that up. It's been fun to learn.
So you're flying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the goal,
that's really cool.
The goal would be to like be able to fly myself down to the Caribbean to surf, or like, you know, there's so many little landing strips all over the Bahamas and that kind of stuff. I got into it thinking that, and like exploring, because there's so much surf down here. Yeah. Being close to the Caribbean and Florida, like to be able to just jump in. And we got the New Smyrna airport right here. And so that's been a fun interest for me outside of surfing, but it's hard because you got to be pretty focused on it and like have a good chunk of time to get your license, and like, you know, that be your full one track mind. Yeah. Yeah. So I had it going for a little bit, but then I've been traveling surfing, so I haven't finished the license, but that's been a really fun one.
That's really cool. Yeah. And where'd you start the schooling? Is it right here in New Smyrna?
Yeah, right here in New Smyrna
Airport.
Yeah, just a friend of mine is an instructor, and we just started up one day.
You just spurred your interest.
Yeah.
Just like, I'll go fly that thing.
Yeah, and we just got after it. It was scary. Like,
that's radical
at first. You know, the little planes,
I bet, man.
Flimsy.
I've jumped out of a perfectly good airplane twice. I don't know why, just scary. For an event, but like, it's the worst part was going up in that thing.
Yeah,
tin can. And I kudos to you, man. Hats off to you, because that's ballsy to be jumping behind that thing and flying it. But I mean, that's probably safer flying it than jumping out of it.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the jumping out of it.
Maybe you get a parachute, but still taking a risk.
Yeah. So there's a lot that goes into it. Like, you learn a lot of stuff trying to learn how to fly a plane, just with the weather and all the ways the engine works, and all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool to like keep the brain learning new stuff.
Active, yeah. What are you flying? What planes?
Just I was flying a 150 Piper Cherokee, which is just a little low wing
single engine,
3-seater. Yeah, basically when you learn to fly, you start at like single engine, and then you can work your way up.
Oh, that's how it works. So
I think so. Yeah. That's my understanding.
Cool. So you did a solo.
I soloed, yeah.
Where'd you go?
Just in New Smyrna. You take off at the airport, and you kind of just what they call like the traffic pattern in the air. Yeah. You just kind of stay close to the airport. I mean, you take off and the inlet's right there.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I did like 3 takeoffs and 3 landings, and it was funny. Like I got back to the ramp, and like I was just like, my whole shirt was like soaking wet, and like I wasn't really too nervous in the air. I mean, because we practiced it.
Intense though. That's interesting.
Yeah, we practiced it a bunch that day, and then he finally signed off on like my book, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna jump out, and you go give it a rip yourself."
Wow, man.
And then I did that.
But perfect, like up and down, no issues at all, or was it checklist completed and you landed and you're here today? So
I'm still here. Yeah. I probably messed a couple of things up, but
wow,
it was fun.
How much room for error is there up there? Like, I mean,
as long as you're not trying to do anything crazy, and the hardest part's like landing.
Yeah,
coming in, you try to make sure your speed's right.
The landing's the toughest.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because you just got to make sure everything's lined up, and if there's not a lot of wind, you're kind of chilling. But when the winds are like coming at you at an angle and they're trying to blow you off, I haven't mastered that.
The side winds and stuff coming in.
Yeah, they call it like crosswinds.
Crosswind, sorry, yeah.
But
that's meant to be pretty heavy.
Yeah, so it's been a fun hobby
for sure.
Yeah.
So you'll keep pursuing that as you go, but now the focus, obviously, you're going to Australia to compete. So.
Yeah, it'll be a thing.
Pick it back up.
Yeah, it'll take me maybe a few more years, but
yeah. You got to have quite a few hours to get your license, don't you, to fly like consistently alone?
Yeah, you have to have 40 minimum hours. Right. I think I have like 30.
That's not far off though.
Yeah, but you got to pass like a check ride with a official guy, and you got to do some bookwork stuff to pass an exam. I passed the exam, but I might have passed. I have to do it in a certain amount of time, so I might have to do it again. But anyways, it's been fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You're involved in a smoothie juice business in town. Go Juice.
Yeah, Go Juice. Right there on Flagler Ave.
Good spot.
Thank you. Yeah, we do acai bowls, smoothies, juices, and
epic.
Yeah, it's been fun. We started it back in 2016. Well, actually, Nick, one of our partners, started it in Costa Rica.
Oh wow!
And then it did well there. His parents lived in New Smyrna, and they're like, "Yo, you should start one here in New Smyrna." And so He started 2016. Myself and Dylan Smith came in 2018, and now we're all 3 partners.
So 3 of you.
Yeah, there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we got the one on Flagler Ave, and then we have one in Ormond, Port Orange.
Oh, okay. You have the other ones up north of here. Okay.
Yeah, and we started one in Virginia Beach. We actually have like 6 locations now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's epic.
We've been
well done.
franchising them out.
Nice.
So DeLand, yeah, we have them. We're trying to grow them. So it's been fun to watch.
For sure.
You know, at first it was slow a little bit, like in town, and then it's been cool to watch the community grab onto it, support it, and this town's obviously blowing up. So
man, I know. You know, with having your home here and everything, it's like the influx of people coming to Florida and New Smyrna alone. It's through the roof. It's
going
just
crazy
in droves.
Yeah, so
really is.
It's been cool with the juice bar right there, and it's been crazy for sure. Like spring break, it was nuts.
I bet.
But Dylan was holding it down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been cool. It's been a fun adventure. Like, I've always kind of been pretty into like healthy lifestyle and juices, smoothies, and stuff like that. So it made sense. And it's been fun just learning a business too, like how the ins and outs of a business work. Because before I knew nothing about any of that.
No.
So just to see how like, the profits and losses and getting orders and. I mean, I don't do much. Dylan holds it down. He does. I could do more, but it's been cool to watch it grow.
But you've learned a lot along the way of business and small business, and then you're growing and selling franchises. So that's a success story as it is with how it's moved forward.
Yeah, it's been.
Flagler was first. Flagler Avenue.
Flagler Ave was first in the U.S. because Nick started in Costa.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah.
And then so the first one in the U.S. was Smyrna.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoyable and hopefully continues to be fruitful.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And then do you have anything else, other projects that you're doing on the side, or is that your pretty much thing next to surfing that you're involved with?
Yeah, and then we have Fluid Magazine.
Okay.
Yeah.
The local magazine, the surf
local mag. Yeah. Patrick Ruddy and Bobby Parker and myself.
I didn't know you were involved in that. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing that. We do like quarterly issues.
Cool.
So print's been tough just with like everything going digital.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're doing the golf event here in a couple of weeks, I think it is, and then do like bowling alley events and just try to do events around town to keep the community together.
Nice.
So that's been a fun one too.
Yeah, it's great around here. Growing up here and everything, it's a real strong community and a real strong bond, and especially with surfing, if you're in the surfing little world. Yeah,
it's been cool to watch like the board riders events too, and everybody coming together and getting all the old dogs out and getting all fired up again.
Speaking of the board riders, I think it's actually live on Fuel. I think they're competing today at Trestles.
Is it today?
Today, I think it lowers. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's on right now, probably. Well, they're 3 hours behind, but I think it's happening today.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be fun to watch.
So next season, it's on again.
Yeah.
You in?
Yeah.
If you're not overseas, obviously compete. Well, hey, you know what? You might not be. You might be on the world tour.
Yeah.
But
you can't do it if you're on the CT.
You can't?
No. Yeah. Because you sign like a agreement or whatever.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're on the CT, you're on the CT.
Yeah. You can't
you can only compete in sanctioned WSL events, probably World Surf League events, right?
Yeah, they own your rights type of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I always told Virginia Beach if they ever had a team that I would surf for them.
Oh yeah.
But they don't have a team, so I'm holding it down in Smyrna.
You surf for New Smyrna? I surf for New Smyrna down I did Fort Pierce and Sebastian, and it's a good little team.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It's cool to see all the like competition come out with the guys,
the old dogs too, coming back in
and they're like training the week of it on the inlet, getting sharp. It's good for them.
Yeah, for sure. The girls are ripping, and the guys as well, and like the young youth coming up, spotting the talent around town. It's really cool.
Yeah,
brings everybody together. It's a sense of community, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great thing.
Yeah, looking forward to it. This was the first season that New Smyrna's. I don't even know if Florida Board Riders, which New Smyrna is part of, last year was around, or this was the first year? New Smyrna's first year. The first season was this one.
Yeah, I think it was the first year.
So it's only going to get bigger and grow, and people get involved.
Yeah, it's going to blow up. Like you've seen it in Australia.
Yeah, I did Board Riders in Australia and North Avalon.
Yeah.
NASA. It's funny, North Avalon Surf Riders Association. It's
okay,
board riders there.
Yeah.
I got great friends there, man. I loved it. It was such a good camaraderie. But it was different because here in Florida, you do team events, where there you surf heats.
Yeah.
And then you got national competition. So it's a little bit of a different format.
So you get more waves.
Yeah, you do. Here you're getting 15 minutes. If you're double whammy here, you're in after you get that wave.
Yeah, you basically get one wave.
So you kind of don't want to go to lowers and be the double whammy because you're at a point that's like kind of similar where it's crowded as all hell.
Yeah.
And you want to go and surf as many waves as you can.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword, that one. But yeah, in Australia, it's run where you compete in actual heats, 4-man heats, and kind of like the, like a proper contest where you're competing against others rather than a team event.
And the Aussies take it pretty serious, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
There's first. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some like highlights, and there's so many good surfers in Australia too. Man. It's like,
it's a level of talent over there is incredible too.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got a lot of talent coming up here, which is looking good for the future.
Definitely.
Good surfers, young guys and girls down at the inlet every day that are going to hopefully take it to the next level and compete in where you're at, following your footsteps, man.
Yeah. So, Ethan and Gus and those kids are ripping.
Yeah. I just had, it's funny that day I saw you surfing last Sunday. Ran a mock heat with Ethan and Gus.
Oh yeah,
Ethan got him. Sorry, Gus, but yeah, it was, but not by much. But Gus has got 2 years younger than Ethan. He's ripping. They're both ripping.
Yeah,
it's good to have them as like sparring partners and see the development of their skills.
And they're surfing together.
And they're just pushing each other.
They went to California together. I saw for the board riders, so they got a good thing going.
Yeah, they're both goofy foot, so that's right foot forward. So they're both like they're gonna have like that rivalry.
Yeah, it'd be good for them.
Yeah. It was it's funny to see because Josh Nicastro.
Yep.
We were growing up local here. We grew up surfing comps together, and he's regular foot, I'm goofy, but we always had a rivalry.
Oh yeah.
But it was never really it couldn't be really justified because he wasn't goofy foot, so it was always like, well, you're regular foot, so
it's hard to compare.
We would bounce off each other, and it was cool, but we pushed each other, growing up, and among other people growing up here, it's a really. It pushes your surfing.
Definitely. Yeah, you got to have that.
And when you're surfing on tour, I imagine, man, you're on the next level of surfing to where you're competing with the top level guys where you better be on your game and you're all sponging off each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see these guys that you're surfing with that are doing crazy stuff. You want to keep up.
Shit, yeah, man. Yeah. Guys doing backflips and stuff.
Yeah.
Eric Guy's just backflip at the end I saw on Instagram, and I'm like,
doing.
Jeez, made my head spin.
Yeah.
Watching it.
Freak. But
it's crazy the level of surfing, how it was since I was younger to now, and how further it's going to progress. What do you think? How far do you think it'll progress?
I don't know. I think
next 10 years,
wave pools could take it pretty crazy. I mean,
competitions in like a tour and wave pools.
I've heard that.
Whisper of that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I heard
could happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then you get in the same canvas. It's like a tennis match. Like you got the same tennis court.
Yeah.
Problem with surfing is you don't have that every time. It's different every wave. That's what keeps you coming back. I feel it's like
there's so much variables.
It's always changing. Yeah, so many variables with the ocean, but so that could change. Total game changer.
Yeah, we're like right on the brink of the wave pools really going next level. I don't know. You keep hearing about a lot of them happening, but it seems like there's a lot of regulations for them to get put in place. So. I don't know. It's exciting.
Have you been to Waco in Texas?
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
So much fun.
Yeah, that I can't do an air to save my life, but that air wedge thing makes me look like I could try something.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah. That is like the most efficient type of wave, like because there's so many waves. You're just going back and back.
Did you surf that crazy Frankenstein looking wedge wave thing they did? What is that called? The double up where it like crazy horrible
like
through it
joins together.
Yeah,
I didn't do that one. No,
that one looked wild, man. And then they got the air wave, proper air wave.
Yeah,
that just sends you into orbit.
Yeah,
looks like.
And then there's the 3-turn one is fun, and the barrel one too is fun.
I got to go out there. Yeah,
you got to make a trip of
that.
That
looks like I definitely want to check it out. It's not that more reasonable than going to one somewhere else that's so far away.
Yeah,
Texas is a quick little.
It's a fun trip too. You can go to like Austin.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to do around there. Yeah, where would people go to find Michael Dunphy? Like, are you active? Dunny's your nickname. So where would they find Dunny online? Like social media? Are you on Instagram or?
Yeah, just Instagram. Michael Dunphy. Just
Michael at Michael Dunphy.
Yeah, you can.
We'll put a little thing in here to.
Yeah.
Tag you up there so they can check you out.
Try to stay somewhat active on there. I know that's like the way to stay relevant these days.
True. So Instagram's the way to find you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Michael. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed having you on the show and look forward to watching you compete over in Australia. So good luck to you, buddy. And it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for coming on Prime Movers Podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Boom. Guys, thanks for tuning in. More episodes to come here in the near future. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.